even in mining. No. I was a client service officer. Those times we call it space phone. Like a secretary. I'm talking about being a secretary. As an engineer, I had to be answering calls, receiving calls, selling SIM card, right? But in fact, anytime my boss will bring Empress, like petty cash, you see, I would bring my engineering skills to bear. I will not just write the petty cash, how I spent, I will type the petty cash and make it a very serious job for my boss. And she always liked it. Just because other people were just writing, I bought A, I bought B, I bought C with the money, it totals up, and then they will send it to their bosses. But me, I was typing, putting it nicely, and then I will send it. What are you initiating? What are you bringing to bear? And during the national service, this is the time, whatever you learn in school will be maybe one skill, but this is the time you have to get other skills. If you learned actually engineering in school, this is the time you have to actually know the ITs, I call it technology use or information use. If you are someone who is want to manage projects, this is the time you can go into project management. If you are the talkative type, sometimes, which I also adapt, this is the time you can go into radio broadcasting, MCing. The MCs are doing well. It's organizing. These are the times you can get all these skills. What other didn't you learn in school that you can gain during your national service? We can mention some. Marketing. I think Dr. Frank Boateng also mentioned the 17 SDGs. You could look into it and put your career path through one. Okay, so let's quickly write teamwork. Teamwork. You can't do it on your own. And even if you want to do it, you would need help. Do you have that social capability to team up with someone? I think an example was given when engineer Edueni was speaking about one selling cement, the other selling iron rods, and the other selling sand. I would have brought the third one. I would have bought maybe a Kia or a Bobo Yah standby to also transport everything that they have bought to their homes. Haven't I innovated something? Is it going to bring me money? Is it going to bring me money? Thank you very much. Like I started, I said time is what? Is very, we have it in abundance, but money, we don't have it in abundance. So everything that we are doing, I've mentioned how many? Okay, so the next one, let's quickly rush through it, will be patience. Sometimes there is nothing that you can do than to wait. Sometimes there's nothing you could do than
okay,
to
I think we'll give
wait.
Lady Ruth another opportunity to continue so that we can treat most of our questions. Now we realize that UMAT is surrounded by, let's say, mining companies. And then we are also churning out engineers in the field of mining, minerals engineering, geological engineering, and then a whole others who will be needed in these mining companies. I want to put you on the spot. What opportunities do you have for our students?
All right. Thank you, Madam Moderator. So, as I did indicate, the mind is thinking about the survivor. But the good thing is that the mind acknowledges that you are also thinking about their survivor. And that is why you have chosen to learn a certain skill and knowledge. But I want to be very passionate about this, that whatever the mind is doing, unfortunately, it's not doing for us. The mind is doing it so that at the end of the day, when the mind needs a mining engineer, it is not me. They are not interested in me. They are interested in a resource which will keep the mind. Yeah, so the opportunities we have is that the mind is there. That is the biggest opportunity. And a lot of minds are also coming up. And that is the biggest opportunity we have. Yeah, and that is one we are giving to you. So those of us who are already in, we are making sure that we keep this business so that we open up onto others to join us. So that is the biggest opportunity. But it doesn't end there. You need to demonstrate that after I have shown interest in this company's interest, but their interest is that they need human resources to survive and also to grow. That is their interest. And I have shown that interest by studying a particular program. Therefore, I need to do everything to equip myself to get ready to grab the least opportunity which comes. Doc Watson mentioned earlier on how to prepare CVs. And if you don't know that it is you who are selling, marketing yourself to get an opportunity somewhere, there is no way you'll be interested even in the work profile. You will be interested in what are their rare needs. You'll be interested in who works where, who does what, and what they are doing. When I had opportunity to have my internship at Obuasi at the time, I went there as a mining engineering student. But guess what? Do you know what I was interested in? I was interested in their management structure at the time. And every day when I go to work, at the time they had a managing director, a deputy managing director, general manager mining, a chief mining engineer, underground manager for about 3 different underground operations. And I will spend my whole day, every day when I go to work, I will make sure that I draw the structure and understand what these people are doing. Why? Because I wanted to be one of them. So that was where my interest was. So until you identify the need, we gathered here need to identify the need on the mind. As for the mind, their interest is survival and growth. And I want to emphasize that and emphasize it again. Their interest is survival and growth. And what the privilege we have is also to know that they need us to survive and grow. And when you and I know that they need us to survive and grow, we will not rest on our degree. We will not rest on a particular certification. We will not rest on joining a particular professional body. We will go all out until we also take advantage of the need they have. So, Doc, the opportunity the mining companies around us is offering us as young graduates or graduating students is that there is a need for our service. That is the opportunity they can offer us. There are a lot of companies who are rolling out programs, and one of them is graduate training. If you hear the name, you might think that is because of you. It is not because of you. It is for the survivor. Far back 2006, when I was a young engineer, I was observing some trend at Eduaprim. From 2002, almost every year we were losing 2 mining engineers, either at a senior level, management level, or at the entry level. Every 2 years, we were losing 2 mining engineers. So at a point in time when, the company was coming to its low and we were struggling to even employ people, I was able to use this data to say that, yes, we have mining engineers, but we need graduate trainees so that we can feed into the system. We don't have to run around looking for already made resources. We can ourselves develop such resources on the mine. So, from experience, if you are here and you hear that there is graduate training program and you think that is because of you, I'm here to tell you that it is for the company. The company is looking for one to create a pipeline of resources to make sure that when others exit, they can still bring others in. So they don't do anything for us, honestly. But the fact still remains that they need you and I to survive. And I want that one to sink very well with you. And because they need you and I to survive or grow, we also have to position ourselves very well to let them know that I am the right person. We are about 30 or more graduating in mining engineering. But Anglo Gold Ashanti should know that I am the one, if they are looking for one out of these 30. And that is your work. And that is what Doc Boateng mentioned earlier on. That is what have to inform you on how do you prepare yourself to sell yourself to Anglo Gold Ashanti, to Ghana Manganese, to Go First Ghana, to whatever company you are interested in. How do you prepare yourself to market yourself, to let them know that you are the right resource? If they are looking for the next mining engineer who will keep this life of mine, this 10-year life we are talking about, it is Miss A or Mr. B. So, Doc, that is what I will say on that.
Very much. We want to switch to another aspect. It will interest you to know that not every one of us graduating will be interested in working in the mine or in the oil and gas companies. Some of us would like to go to school. Those of us who want to go to school and probably come and teach or do other things, they will still come back to you, Matt, requesting for recommendation letters, seeking for scholarships, and wanting some of us to endorse for them. Over time, I've realized that sometimes you'll be there, someone that you don't even remember sends you a message on WhatsApp, "Hi, I need a recommendation letter." I want Dr. Frank Boateng to educate us, to tell us how to go about it.
Thank you, Doc. This is a very interesting one. And yesterday, just at the time she had updated the panel in our WhatsApp group with just this statement she has made, I had just rejected a student who wanted me to give her a recommendation. And I felt so bad, but I had to do it. This is a student who I don't know, but she has my email address and writing to me, "Dr. Boateng, you taught me CSR, you were in my CSR class, and I'm applying to this university, and will you permit me to put your name?" And I said, "You can put my name there, but unfortunately, I don't know you. So what can I write about you? I would prefer that maybe you use your department lecturers who may know you because they have traveled with you for 4 years." I felt so bad, but I think these are some of the things we can correct. And maybe I would want to speak to the organizers that next year when we are doing this, we should have year 3 students here as well, so that they can understand some of these things and begin to adjust. You see, most of you, we teach you. Apart from the fact that you dodge our classes, you don't even come to us, or you don't know us. And sometimes when you are here, you feel you may not need us or have anything to do with us. Please, you may never know who you would need his help. And we are all here to help all of you. Let us know you more. We are here to mentor you, But sometimes you want us to come to your dormitories, your hostels. That's not how it's supposed to be. You are supposed to come to us. I mean, how many of us will reject you, or have you been rejected before? You've walked into somebody's office, dog, I'm passing by, I'm sure you don't know me, I just want to say hi, I have seen you around, I have read your profile on LinkedIn, will you even have me as one of your mentees? Can you do this? This is what we need to do now. And trust me, the few of you who are doing this, they are enjoying and they are getting all the opportunities. Because sometimes you will be there and somebody will call you, can you get us one of your mining engineering students for this? To be very honest with you, the person who will get it will be a mining engineer that I know. He will be the first person I'll pick my phone and call. So let's do this. Unfortunately, you are leaving. And I don't know how you can correct this from now. Maybe the next few days you have, you can do that. But try and engage more. Try and engage more. And then again, sometimes you also feel, oh, no, me, I'm not going to do a master's program. I'm not interested in even looking at the direction that you guys are thinking. No, I am not. It is those guys who will come back here. Yes, who will be here to welcome you. So please, you have to open up yourselves and avail yourselves to all opportunities that may come your way. Your breakthrough may be for you to become a mining professor or whatever professor, but it might not be to become a senior manager in Anglo Gold or any other mining company. And you may never know. So please open up yourselves. Let's know you, so that when you send me an email, I am not going to struggle to identify you, but I'll be able to speak about you. Because sometimes you guys would want us to lie. Yes, that's what you want us to do. You want me to lie about you, but that is not a fact. By training, we can't do that. Because if I write and the school decide that, oh, okay, I know somebody at UMatt, let me check up on this student. And it turns out that everything I said about you is not a fact. You may not have any issue. Ethically, I am done. That school may not take any recommendation from me again, just because of one person. So let's engage more. Thank you.
I would like to let Lady Sicho add, what preparation do they need to do when they are applying for schools and scholarships elsewhere?
Okay. Preparations. First, you've got to know your packet. Because if you're applying for school, it takes money to go to school. That is one way. So assess yourself and see if you are financially sound to take on the next level. If not, then you might want to work a bit before you go. If it has to do with applications for scholarships, where some organization funds your education, if you need help, please get. Because some of the requirements that they need and how they feel it, I've sat on some teams before, and the things that they look out for, if they are not in your application, you'll be disqualified. So if you need help with it, you could seek help to get that. And applications also for schools. Some of you want to go to maybe schools, and because applications are free, you apply to about 10, 20, and then you want recommendations for all of them. In fact, one professor whispered to my ears to mention that. You want recommendations to cover all. How about being purposeful with your applications? So you scout around and see which one better suits your next set of goals, your next set of career goals, your next set of educational goals. And so you tailor your admissions to your applications to suit that, rather than applying to many and then wanting recommendations to suit each of those institutions. That's a lot of work. And then it means you're also going to give too much work to those from whom you need the recommendations. And these are busy people. They don't have all the time in the world for only you. So be purposeful about it. Scout to find out which ones will better serve your next career and educational goals. Then you apply and you work with that. Thank you.
Very much. Now, before I come to Lady Shelley, I would like to ask Lady Ruth. There are some people that wouldn't get employed into formal jobs. Some of them may need to start things on their own. I want you to briefly touch on that. What should they know, or what should they do if it happens that they have to be on their own or go on their own?
Best answer, you have to think outside the box. What's on your own? What on your own can you do? I think I mentioned some of the skills whilst you are doing your national service, and to add a few, maybe you want to go to school on your own. It's the first thing maybe you want to do. Apart from the recommendation that you have to get from the school, I think some schools will want ELTS or GRE or GMAT. So whilst if you know you want to go to school right after your national service, or it's better to do it after your national service. Whilst you are doing your national service, you can be preparing for some of these tests, so that right after you would have it, because some schools would require it. Some schools will also, you will need to actually send your certificate for verification. So if you know you want to apply to a school to do that, you can, during your national service, send, because it takes time and sometimes it's money, so you have to also plan for that. And on your own, what can you do? I don't know what you know. So let me throw a few around. Maybe you can get something to do. I think the first one is you have to know how to use information, okay? And then you have to be technologically up. Some of these things would help you to set up your own to be an entrepreneur. What other skills do you know how to do? If you want to, if you are the one who does some things with your hand, what can you do? You could go into makeup. We have the ladies here. You could also learn IT on your own to set up your own IT firm. Soaps and pomades. And now, I think when we were in COVID, hand sanitizer was something that people made a lot of money from. You also have to know how to put a proposal together if you are someone who is going to source for money to come and open up something. It could also even be your the business of the family. You could upgrade it to graduate level. Your father would be doing it, maybe your mother was doing it. You could also upgrade that one. What other things can you do? What other things can you learn? Now, information is free on the internet. You could pick some of, or you could even link up with some of your mates. Your mates was doing IT, you were a mechanical engineer. What can you do, the two of you? Or the three of you? How can you team up to come up with a business? And you know when you are you have to register your business, source funds. What problem do you want to solve in this world as well? So in solving people's problems, you can actually make money of it. Let me tell you a typical story. There was a graduate who actually went to a village. And in that village, the only farmer there was the chief. All others were working under the chief. So what did this person do? He realized that after they have finished farming, the farm produce was being sold to maybe the villagers, because other people were not, or they were sometimes exchanging the farm produce. You give me tomatoes, I will give you, or they buy tomatoes from you, you buy cassava from me. But that person realized something. If I could take pictures of whatever was being sold in that village, or if I could add value to whatever is being produced in the village, things can escalate for me. So the first thing they did was to pick the cassava one step at a time. First they put internet, took a picture, put the cassava, no one bought. But then they went a step further, actually processed the cassava and turned it into starch. A few people bought the cassava, the starch. But then they realized that, no, what else can we do with this same cassava that it can travel over to someone abroad? So they started making what? Fufu powder, or powdered cassava, and they started what? Distributing. That fufu cassava or cassava powder could go from where? The village to all other countries. It could what? Last longer than a year. And what other thing again? You could handle it if you are traveling. You could handle it, so it will go to all other areas of the world. So I want to put this question to you: what problem can you solve in this world that will bring you money? Think about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lady Ruth. I would like Dr. Frank Boateng to touch on. I want us to be mindful about the kind of people we are dealing with now. These are people who are graduating. Their mindset is they should get employment in these existing organizations, their dream organizations and all that. It's not everybody that will get employment there. That is also another fact that we don't accept early. So not getting those opportunities can leave you with a lot of psychological problems and then a lot of hardship as well. How does a young graduate cope with that? And then other opportunities which they can easily, venture into to relieve the burden and all the other problems associated with not getting employed in those organizations. So briefly.
Yeah, thank you. But let me make this statement so it can help you to prepare your minds. It's not all of us that have done specific degrees that are going to get jobs in those specific areas. So you have to lower your expectation a little bit. If you are a mechanical engineer, don't think that that's the same space that you may eventually find yourself operating. It may even surprise you. Engineer Josh Motorti. You know him, the Goldfields Vice President. Do you know he's a chartered management accountant? Yeah, you have no idea, but he's a full engineer, and he can also work as a finance person as well. So I just want all of us to open, ourselves to that. Now, the question is, you are expecting to be employed in your so-called interest or area of interest, and it is not coming. It may come, but whilst waiting, what are the other opportunities or the low-hanging fruits that you can easily lay your hands on? The first one, look, you can walk into any private school and tell them, I am a graduate of UMaT, a geomatic engineer, a geological engineer, and I want to work in your environment. They won't leave you to go. That's low-hanging fruit. You can start with that. One, it keeps you busy, it brings you some small income, and you are learning to manage people because you may be teaching a class. All these prepare you for bigger opportunities in the future. But unfortunately, we don't want it. That is not what we want. What will people say about me? Please, don't be fooled. These are all the preparatory stages. You don't start from 1 and you will get to 10 instantly. You need to go through the rubrics. So please, note it. 2, we are living in a digital age, 21st century, where content is money. Kwadwo Sheldon sits in his small box and he makes views and he makes money. You can do better than that. People take pictures of items, put it on their Facebook page, and they get to dispatch these things when they don't even own the items, and they make their cuts on these things. We are in the 21st century. These things are low-hanging fruits. I will tell you a quick story before I turn to the next person. I have a friend who is a medical doctor. Typically, the doctor goes to the clinic and that's where she's supposed to work. But this person loves food. She loves food. Do you know what she did? She moved to taxi ranks and had an arrangement with the bookmen or the station masters. And she told them that, here you don't even have anybody serving you good food. Give me a small space and let me put my table here. Fast food. The lady did it for 5 spots in Kumasi. And the money she was making in a month was more than what Konfanochi was paying her. There is a lady who distributes sachet water. The sachet water, the price is increased. I don't know the price now. But if you take 1 sachet, it was about 3 cedi 50 pesos in Kumasi. She is in Kejetia with a rickety fridge. What she does is she chills the water and she has women who come to take from her to go and sell. Sell your batch. You take 2 cedi and you come and take again. Look, that woman makes more than 10,000 Ghana cedi in 1 single month. And nobody even value the business she is doing. No tax person is looking for that person. So please, we have to be innovative, because look, you have your degree. When the degree is given to you, you are supposed to go make money out of the degree. Whether you work formal, whether you work informal, you have to let the degree pay for what you have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
around Maslow's theory, what need must we focus on most now as graduates to help us be innovative and motivated people for the industry?
Engineering. And please, as professionals with vast experience as you are, my question is, in this growing world of innovation and technology, what is the major trait that will not only keep us, but will give us a sustainable competitive advantage over our fellows in the industry? Thank you.
Pause and then give response to the questions asked. So the first question, can you help with the first question?
That is applying without a certificate. Is there a job that doesn't require you to have a certificate?
Maybe with the
Have you found one?
See, usually
Because
in the
you need some level of qualification to enter into that job space. So you can be scouting around while you work with you do your service and all of that, and you await your certificate. Or if maybe probably this is a mixed crowd. If you have certificate from another setting which you can use in the meantime, that also. But I don't know if there's any working space that doesn't require certificate for you to enter into it. None.
Not really, but I think I can relate to her question.
Okay.
Yeah, so you are on the job and there is an opportunity and you want to apply and you don't have the certificate. So you being on the job, first of all, you have identified that there is a need. During my introductory remarks, I mentioned that the company is not interested in your certificate. The HR manager, the resource person who is hiring you is actually not interested in your certificate. It's just that the certificate helps them to at least screen and identify that these people are the kind of people I need in my organization. However, if you are privileged and you are there and you are proving that this skill, this knowledge, this experience that my company have, I have it, that the company need, I have it, then you go all the way out for it. So we shouldn't allow certificate to be a hindrance to us. I mean, some of my colleagues have mentioned earlier on. If you have this mindset and you are a mining engineer and you go there and the opportunity is in safety, because you are a mining engineer, you not even explore. So don't allow the certificate to limit you. It is just the basic requirement to market yourself. It means little or nothing to your employer. Your employer is more interested in what can I get from this resource. Can this resource add to the company fortunes? Can this resource help me to sustain? And earlier on, engineer have mentioned on relationship and performance as a capital required at the workplace. So if you have this, you may not have your certificate, but you have this. You went there to do your national service and you have performed so well that your contribution is upheld. When there's an opportunity, you can go for it. Your relationship with others, so much that people can't afford losing you. There are a lot of people, when they complete their national service, the colleagues they are working with, their immediate supervisors will do everything to keep them because of relationship. Yeah, so please, your certificate is the barest minimum. What is most important is you demonstrating to whoever is hiring that I am the person. Thank you.
Yes, so there are special situations and then there is the norm. So there's a combination of both, where the certificate or is the special one, if I get you right. Okay, thank you.
The second question.
Yeah, I'll take the second question, and I'm excited about that question because it tells me you've started applying the principles of management we taught you. You are trying to look at the Maslow's theory and how, as a graduate, to me, you when you get there, then you become a beacon and you are the person people are looking up to. And I think you are not there yet. When we come to the bottom of it, we are also looking at your psychological needs. And in between is your esteem, love, and belonging, and then your safety needs. I think you have to start from the bottom. Let's look at your psychological needs, your shelter. Now it's important to live and live well. Get yourself prepared for the adventure that you are going to undertake. So put yourself between the bottom and begin to climb gradually. And in some few years to come, you will become the engineer Dueni, the engineer Sky, the Joshua Mototis, and then you can probably say you have arrived, and we can see you and see self-actualization. Thank you.
Very much. The third and the fourth question, please, if you can clarify for us.
Okay. The third one, I just wrote competitive advantage in the 21st century. What gives you the competitive advantage?
Gives them.
Yeah. What gives
Okay.
Thank you once again. In your discussions, you pointed on things that will help us get into the industry. But I wanted to ask, what as professionals with your experience, what are the major traits that will not only keep us in the industry, but will give us, as I said, number competitive advantage over our fellows in the industry? Thank you.
So maybe if I may.
Okay. All right, thank you. One is mastery of the skill set that is needed in your working space. Mastery of those set of skills. Now, what you have now is entry-level skills. Entry-level skills. So in getting to that place of mastery, then you have to put on yourself that responsibility for personal development. So develop a learning attitude. One of the things I thought we wanted to actually touch on is mentoring, which is pairing a less experienced or lesser skilled person with a much more experienced one. In that relationship, you get to know a lot of things. You get to learn in that relationship. That helps you with mastery of skills in your working space, because skills will market you. Your bosses will see that you're doing well, you are performing well, and that keeps you at your job. That gives you promotion to the next level and to the next level. So mastery is key. Good interpersonal skills. Indeed, we have mentioned a lot of them, but good interpersonal skills will help you. How you relate with people. An example, Madame Ruth mentioned a lot, but for example, now quite a number of bosses are communicating with younger ones, or they are those under them through WhatsApp and text. Then your boss sends you a message like, how are you? And then you say, and you? You? Does it sound well to you? Question is, if you are the boss and you're the one under you, what kind of message is that? Are you getting that? Communication, it counts. And the last one is open-mindedness. Open-mindedness will help you a lot, because you're going to learn a lot of things, and indeed you get to know yourself every day. You get to know things about yourself. Someone said someone discovered that she liked safety, and so went into that area. So when you are open-minded, you get to the field, and then you realize, oh, you have interest in this area rather, you can move there, and that gives you an advantage to penetrate into that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We should have the next set of questions.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am Jacinta Ayambire Awinmina, and my question goes, I'm in mining 4. After presenting your CV for employment, let's say the right CV as we learned for that particular job, and you go for an interview, what I've noticed is that most of the times when you are done, they ask you, what is your salary expectation? It is one of the questions that sometimes it's confusing, and I want to know the best way to tackle such a question. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay, so good afternoon. Please, I'm Saida Kagone and I'm in mining for. Hello. So good afternoon. Please, I'm Kagone Saida and I'm in mining for. I wanted to know, as a lady, how you deal with people who, when you go to the industry, they will be like, you are the lady here, you are the one who are supposed to take care of stuff like cleaning their bowls for them so that they can take their coffee. And when you face harassment, how you deal with it without offending the person or without it being a problem for you later. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am John Agbelengo, GM4. And my question is, you've been talking of creativity and innovation, but all through our education system, right from basic school, anytime you come, it's about the teacher knows everything and is coming to deposit, and you are just a container. You can't think of yourself, and whatever he knows is what is coming to put out to you. Do this. If you do this, this is this. All through to university, they don't allow you to think on your own. And if they will ask you a question, it's about how you can remember what they've taught you. It's not about how. So it's not about how both of you can come together and solve the problem. So my question is, in the industry, can your boss see you as a thinking being, like you are a fresh graduate? Are you someone who can think and contribute to the growth of the company, or it's just yes amasa, do this, yes amasa, yes amasa, yes amasa? Or if you try to, thank you.
Hello. Okay. I'm Kanga Desmond, GM4, and my question is, I'm having my own firm as a fresh graduate, so how would I be able to win a contract from the mines? That's my question. I'm having my own firm. How can I be able to win a contract from the mining companies? Thank you.
all right. So the first question is, what is your salary expectation? I think this is a question which, once again, want to know your knowledge about the company you intend to work for. If you apply for a mining engineer and you don't know how much that company offers, I don't think then you want to do business with that company. Before you go there, you need to know, get a little profile about this company. What services do they have? What opportunities do you have for me? And when I am engaged, how much would I be? So at least you need to have a fair idea that if there is a role called an officer, what is the range of salary that these officers take? If there is a role called a senior officer, what is the range of salary? If you don't know and they ask you and you don't know, then of course you don't know what you are coming to do. You yourself, you don't know the worth of your value. But if you know that this is what I'm applying for and this is what is, for me, if you ask me and I know the range, I will go for the top one. It demonstrates that you are confident in what you are asking for. You are not there begging for a job. You know that you can contribute something to whatever they are doing. So it's important that you don't just apply. Don't just going around looking for a job because you are jobless. But please, get to know about the company. As much as you know about their requirements, also know their benefits to you as a potential employee. So that was what I would say.
Thank you very much. Lady Shelley.
As a lady at the workplace, We are all there as colleagues, we are all there as co-workers. No one is there as a mother or a household to take care of anyone. I can use myself as an example. I'm the manager for the tailing session. I'm the only female, having 44 men working with me. So you need to prove yourself. You need to let the men respect you for what you know. You know, we always have this adage that, oh, by the baby, I would in the kitchen. I mean, just go to the kitchen, prepare something for us and all that. You need to let the man know what you are capable of doing. You need to prove yourself to the men. I mean, if you come to Anglo, I've seen some ladies now, we have ADT track operators, they are all women. You go to the engineering workshop, we have ladies there. So you need to let them know you are not, and one thing too, I've also realized it. When you are at the workplace, as a lady, the men always try to pamper you. Even when there's work to be done. Oh, what don't be happy. Don't accept that. Go to the field, do the work, let them see what you are made of. If everybody gets to know that, oh, this lady can do it, she's capable, there's no way, no one will actually come and tell you, go to the kitchen, get me food, or maybe I brought food, go and heat it for me, or any kind of thing. Prove yourself to them and let them know you are capable. Thank you.
I think with permission, the creativity and innovation questionnaire, I need two things from you. Give me your name and your department. Oh no, I am not. Okay, so you are geomatics. That's enough. Good, thank you. So this is how I'll start with. Fortunately for you and for all of us, we recently had our innovation fair. And you see, when we are doing these things sometimes, and as I said, you always want us to come and beg you to come out from your rooms. It doesn't work like that. What we can and what we feel is good for you, we provide, and we provide the opportunities for you. I don't know if you took part in any of the innovation fair. And for me, for those who were serious and they took part, they knew what they got. That is not my answer for your question. Now, you are a geomatics student. Fortunately for you, for 4 years, you have had opportunity to know systems. You probably, maybe you know the latest softwares and all the equipment that is being used in the industry. You may know them. You may not, you haven't seen them. You may not have been exposed to all of them because they haven't used all of them in teaching you. Now, when you get to the industry, you are not going to be a zombie. Ask relevant questions. Try, you see now, 21st century. I keep saying you guys are so lucky and so fortunate. Every information you need is out there. Your boss is too busy. He can't do research. He doesn't even know what is the latest trend in technology in your area. And that is what you are bringing. So why won't you engage your boss? Let him know the new knowledge you are bringing on board. So he will see how you are adding to the business. And these things can even let you stay after your national service. So please, don't underestimate the knowledge you have. You are so powerful. Understand that and take advantage of it. Thank you.
Okay, so I will take the question on winning a contract from the mine. But why do you want to even start with the mine? Because the thing with the mine is, if you supply anything to the mine, your money will be stuck for almost 1 or 2 months before your money is released to you. So why do you even want to start with the mine? I think you can start small. Or you can start with partnering with someone who has a contract already in the mine. Do it for a while. See the ins and outs. Make your mistakes. And then when you learn all this one, then you can on your own apply to the, we have numerous people who are working under people's certificates. It could be a haulage contract, supply of logistics, and other things. It's difficult to come with your business certificate and just apply for a contract anywhere on the mine. But you can first start small, partner with someone, or even start not in the mine and learn all the ins and outs about contracting before you bite the big stone, or you take the higher step, because that will also require a lot of money. Like I'm saying, you have, like, when you supply, you have almost 2 to 3 months before your money is paid to you. So think about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We would like to take the last set of questions.
Thank you very much. Sampana Imano, minor 4. This question goes to Lady Ruth. Per your submission, you made mention that after graduating, you didn't do your service in the industry. You were a tutor, and then you proceeded being a secretary. And I want to know the transition process. Now, bearing in mind that the industry emphasized on experience, so how were you able to transit being a secretary to the industry and the transition process? Like, how were you able to market yourself for the industry to see the inner potentials for them to employ you? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. So for me, I had written tons of letters, none was coming out positive. So I have to again enroll myself to do the master's. So I actually came back early to do the master's degree. But you know what I learned from being a secretary or a client service officer? I actually relate with people very well. From whichever office you are in, whichever place you are in, I can relate to you because I talked with a lot of people. My interpersonal skills was actually up this high. Am I answering your question? So I had to come back to the university because I was actually not making it, writing letters to people, and I've been off mining engineering for some time. Came back to do a master's degree, and then, but where I was, it helped me with I could go from, I don't know where. Recently, I went to Obuasi to go and visit someone. I could go even to the northern region, just give me money, and I will go, because of the relationship or the skills I acquired talking to people in the office. Thank you very much. I hope I've answered your question. Is it answered? It's not answered.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, let me add a few to it. As Ruth said, at times it's about networking. It's not always the case that it's about experience. It's about networking as well. And also, as I said earlier, when you go for your interviews, how you answer your questions. I had one recently, and I was only interested in their sense of reasoning. So how you present yourself during interviews. Someone can come for an interview, the person might have like 5 years experience, 3 years experience. But when the person is talking, cannot even present himself very well. Someone might not even have the experience at all, but how the person will present himself, how the person will even market himself. You go like, no, this is the right guy for the job. He doesn't have the experience at all, but how he markets himself. So let's get people to mentor us to really understand how to market ourselves. And also, we should also do a lot of networking. Any area you find yourself, just try to network with people. Because you might never know. The next interview you go to, that person you saw in maybe an organization or just a program you attended might be on that panel. And how you just presented yourself to that person might just win you that job. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Solomon Ochedako, Mechanical 4. My question has to do with an incident that happened during an internship that I had. There was a certain day that we were supposed to go for maintenance at a pump. Now, our trooper broke down, so we were not able to go. There was a guy having an internship that we went to meet in the maintenance department. Now, when the trooper broke down, the maintenance superintendent had his own car, so he went to the pump, expecting us to come, not knowing that our trooper is down. Now, one of the intern guys walked on the whole road to the pump. Later on, he's not serious, and if an intern can walk on the whole road to the pump, why was he waiting for a trooper before he would come? Now, my question is, was that necessary? And Is that a way to show that you are serious when you're having when you're having a national service? Thank you.
All right. So we don't have to focus so much on individuals. I don't know the mind you work for and the procedures. I don't allow people to walk on my whole road. So in fact, if I were in that superintendent's shoes, I would rather have queried that why do you have to walk on the whole road to the pump? So normally when you go to a place to study, please don't focus on personalities. Try to understand work procedures. I mean, those things help, and those are the areas you can learn from. As I believe the way you are talking already, you have picked an issue against this superintendent, and given the opportunity, you don't want to work with him. Yeah, but please look beyond that. Look at the systems. Whether it was necessary or not, can that give you job? You need to think about that. So do what is required. And in that instance, was there merit also in what he was asking? Was there something you could have done different? I mean, did you have a means to get to the pump that you didn't get there? Did you even call the superintendent to inform him or her that your vehicle is broken down and you cannot get to the pump, so you need assistance to get to the pump? But for the superintendent, I believe the work pressure he was under at the time required that that pump must be serviced, and that occupies his mind. So sometimes at the workplace, it is not something we uphold, it's not something we encourage. But when you are under pressure to deliver, a lot of things happen. And please don't focus on those things. You might have even drawn his attention that please, it wasn't safe walking on the whole road, and what my brother did was not right. Maybe we need to support him. Then you quote, you make reference to some of the procedures which we need to guide ourselves with. So please don't focus so much on personalities. As much as mentorship is important, building relationship is important, please don't let anybody, whether the MD, the supervisor, take away your hope. And Madam Moderator, if I can add this last few words to it. The good book says that these three remains: hope, faith, and love. Don't allow anybody to take this hope you have. Don't allow anybody. And just sitting here, I was just going into why is love the most important. And you realize that there are some elements in love which actually upholds hope and faith. And these elements are sacrifice, service, and selflessness. If you are not selfless, you will allow somebody to just take your hope away. If you don't learn how to sacrifice in this age, my brother was talking about competitive advantage. The competitive advantage that the trait to have this competitive advantage travels all generations and all lifestyles. If you don't learn how to sacrifice, if you don't learn how to serve, if you don't learn how to be selfless, the opportunity will be there and it will walk past you. So, brothers and sisters, as you come out, please just keep your hope alive. Don't allow anybody who misbehave, no matter who that person is, to steal this hope from you and the faith that you have, and grant this with love, which emanates from service, sacrifice, and selflessness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like us to put our hands together for our panelists who had answered all our questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end of our discussion, and we have realized that in the world of work, there's a lot of responsibility, and we need to be very responsible. We need to decide. There are decisions to make. We need to be disciplined. We need to be hardworking. We need to be selfless. The last thing that Mr. Yamwa added. And more importantly, we need to be available and then ready for it. So that is what the world of work entails. There are more to it. But before we transition into the world of work, you need to prepare yourself for it. Mentally, physically, a lot of ways that you need to arm yourself with certain skills and then other relevant knowledge. Please let us not relent. Whatever we have studied in UMAT, we should enhance it let it be beneficial. Let us not think that, oh, we are not creative, whatever we have learnt is book, another thing. You have not arrived yet, you are building on yourself, but let's see to it that there is more to achieve and then there is more to accomplish. Prepare yourself, get mentors. Mentors not only for schooling, but for work, for work or for doing work. So as you leave, find appropriate mentors that will be relevant to your career ahead. Thank you very much, and we are all available to contact us. If not for us to be mentors, we can, direct you to people that can serve as relevant mentors for you. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for our panelists. Please, we would like to acknowledge our media men from TV3 and Adom TV. Please, can you give us a wave? And we have here Prof. Mrs. Cynthia Boy. She is the Dean for International Relations. Yeah. And her predecessor, Prof. Mrs. Beatrice Patricia Mwekujima. Please, can we also appreciate her? And the female Deputy Registrar for UMAT, Mrs. Lydia Ephraim. Please, let's also appreciate. Next on our item, we have presentation of certificate to the LIMAP chapter final year student. And to help us in doing that, we would like to call the founder for LIMAP, that's Prof. Grace Ofori-Sapon, and the student chapter coordinator, Lady Vivi Bella. Thank you.
Hello. Yes, we are aware that our time is fast spent, and this is going to be really quick before the chairman's remarks. We started a LIMAP student chapter last year, and these are the foundation members. So the final years that are leaving, we just want to leave them with something, and that is certificate that will serve the purpose that they were part of those who founded the LIMAP student chapter. So we will mention their names. They should come quickly and take the certificate. I'm here with Vivi Bella. Everybody knows Vivi Bella, right? Vivi Bella, what's your position?
I'm the student patron and coordinator.
Coordinator for the student chapter.
Asiedu Ajebia.
Okay.
Mabel Obosu.
Just mention the next person.
Sarah Oben Boating. Esla Awa. Rita Apia. Gloria Safo.
Sarah Oben Boating.
Esther Ampoma. Esther Ampoma. Edna Eddings.
Esther Ampoma.
Sandra Eddy. Peologo Mausi. Theodora Akia Ampofi. Na Ayele Ankra. Aisha to Isa. Bethlehem Edubuafu. Apia Charlestina. Aisha to. This is Bethlehem. Aisha to. Fidaus Ali Yakubu. Gifty Ampia Annabelle. Fidel. Yes, she's on.
And then Gifty.
Yes. This one.
Yes. Who is that?
Gifty, yes.
Okay.
This Fidel. This one didn't come.
She didn't come.
Yes.
Okay, the last one. You put it on. Yeah. No, this is the student prayer.
And Mary here is a foundation president of LIMAP Students Chapter. Congratulations. MC, thank you very much. We are done.
Please, there is going to be a photography section. So please, let's wait for that. It's going to be per department. So you have to be here to rep your department well. Yeah. Okay, so next on our item, we'd like to call the Vice Chancellor, who is the chairperson, to give us his closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Dr. Monica Crankson. I want to believe that this program has been a very wonderful one. We have a special guest who gave such an inspiring message. Indeed, I want to listen to that one again. So those who recorded it, please send it to my WhatsApp. I'll listen to it again today before I sleep. He presented some great nuggets, which I believe we can all take home. He talked about the fact that knowledge will answer the what. Understanding will answer the why. But it's only wisdom that answers the how. So for these 4 years, you have acquired knowledge. Did you really understand it? And are you ready to apply it to solve the problems, the hows? He talked about two currencies: performance currency and relationship currency. And he said that if you want to know more, see him. Very beautiful. He also indicated that we should try not to be followers all our lives, but at a point in time, we should learn to lead. I remember T. Kofi, the first black principal university, he said something. He said, leadership is not given, it is taken. So don't wait to be appointed a leader before you lead. At any point in time where you find yourself, you can lead. In the classroom, in the hall, anywhere at all. He said that once you become a leader, there are some things that if you want to fail, you should do. One of them is that humiliate people. Don't accept new ideas. Devalue people in public. Surround yourself with people who always sing your praise. If you are a leader and you do that, you are sure that you will definitely fail. The side of the coin will let you succeed. The panel members made some very strong statements, and I picked a few of them. One indicated that the world of work is not interested in just your certificates, but they are interested in your skill and how you can contribute to survival and growth. That is the senior mine manager talking. And you know, he's virtually achieved everything that a man can achieve, or for that matter, a woman. So when he says it, please take it serious. Another person said, how different are you going to be from the others? We have 100 people graduating with degrees in mining engineering. That's Dr. Boateng. If 10 of you go for an interview, why should we pick you? You should be able to give us a reason to pick you. And he indicated that you should be able to prepare organization-specific CVs. Don't write that you were SCC president and NUXD president and Pentecost secretary when you are looking for a mining engineering job. If you want to be a pastor, put those things on it. Not when you want to be a miner. So, prepare organization-specific CVs. Another person said, push your skills forward. Develop a sense of reasoning. Yes, that is the tailings manager. And he said, get mentors. Who are your mentors? Get mentors and get coaches as well. People who you can learn from and carry you along the way. And somebody said, your expectations should be realistic. And despite your background, you should have positive visualization about yourself. Very important. And the other take-home message was that do things that will separate the men from the boys and the ladies from the girls. Where is Boogie? Yeah, that is Boogie. Very wonderful lady. You have a lot to learn from her. Yes, I think you can clap for her. She deserves to. And clap for all the other panel members too. Time is money. When you are doing your national service, you have more time than money. See how you can convert this time into something very useful. To end it all, I will say that for those who came, I believe that you can definitely have a take-home message. Some of the people who asked questions talked about Maslow's law of and all those things. I like those theories. And I want to believe that at any point in time in your life, you can have some form of actualization. After getting your first degree, that is a form of actualization. For men who can't even rap a lady, rapping your first lady is a form of actualization. So you can have different levels of actualization in your life until you become that shining beacon that people can look up to as maybe perhaps your final level of actualization. Somebody talked about the fact that teachers are the big people out there and they have been told to follow them, don't question them. I don't think it's smart philosophy. I don't think so. Anybody who I have taught before, one of the things you will hear from me is that I'm teaching you not because I'm better than you. I'm teaching you because I learned it earlier than you. And therefore, if you have a good hold of what I'm teaching you, one day you can become better than me. Nobody in UMA tells you that follow what I'm telling you. But I would want to say that you students sometimes should get involved in the things that are going on around you. We had an innovation fair. The MD of Anglo Gold was here for about 4 hours. The senior manager engineering was here for about 4 hours. The senior mining was here for 4 hours. How many students came for that program? Look, GMPC came from Accra and set up a booth here to talk to students about how to become workers of GMPC. Less than 3 students visited their site. Where were you? So if after behaving like this, you come to exiting readiness, it's like you have always been memorizing and writing what your teachers say, then you are not being fair to the system. There are so many things that we do here with the sole aim of preparing you to be independent-minded, to question what your lecturers are teaching you, and to build new concepts for the future. And I believe that maybe about 80% of you should be able to get that concept and move along with it. The mind is like a parachute. Open and let it fly. To end it all, let me say that it has been a great experience here. I'm thankful to Anglo Gold, our major sponsors, and also for their presence here. And whilst you are working hard and trying to apply the principles to your life, don't ever forget the God factor. I realized that the senior manager mining at the Pentecost agenda came on board and he started talking about love and hope and that kind of thing. Beautiful. There's a God factor that you can never forget as far as life is concerned. You can do everything, but don't forget to keep your eyes on God. There's one thing that the good book says. When the Israelites were going to the promised land, they didn't know the way to Israel. They didn't know the way. And in the desert, if you step here and you expect that your foot will leave a trail for somebody to follow, because the wind will just blow the sand rocks and it will be gone. So the instruction God gave them was that make sure that you can see the ark, because that is the one you're supposed to follow to get to the promised land. And the distance between the people and the ark was about 2 kilometers. But they were supposed to keep their eye on that ark in order not to lose their way. For those who will say, I've not gone that way before. The path that you want to tread on, you have not gone that way before. So keep your eye on God, who has already walked that path. And I believe that as you keep following him, one day you'll get there. We started with this statement: the most important part of the road is the next kilometer ahead. It is not the curve, it is not the hilly part, it is not the wet road, but it is the next kilometer ahead. So as you keep your eye on the next kilometer and the next kilometer and the next kilometer, you will eventually reach home safely. Don't think that some of us have already reached. I'm not yet on pension yet. If I make a mistake now, it will carry me to pension. And therefore, I'm also keeping my eyes on the next kilometer ahead. Thank you very much.
That was a very awesome way to close the session. Let's give our VC some rounds of applause once again. Thank you very much, Prof. Please, before we take the vote of thanks, there is a book here in my hand titled Navigating Career Challenges in the International Mining Industry. It was written by Mr. Henry Entry, and it's going out for all final year students that attended the, I think, last 2 weeks awesome conference. So if you are here and you attended, kindly see the president, Mr. Rahim Abdul Ishak, after this program and take it from him. Thank you very much. Now let's call on Miss Ankoma Erajua Achiama to give us the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. I am highly elated to give the vote of thanks for the Exit in Readiness program. My utmost thanks goes to the Most High for making us see this blessed day. My next thanks goes to Anglo Gold Ashanti, the ladies in mining and allied professionals, LEMAP, and the 70th Institutional Anniversary Planning Committee for putting together a program like this. A big thanks goes to our Honorable Chairperson, Professor R.K. Amankwa, and our special guest of honor, Engineer Isaac Boachi Edwini, for taking time to be with us here today. A special thanks goes to our panelists for their advice and informative presentations. I'm happy to express our gratitude to the teaching and non-teaching staff of this abled institution for gracing this occasion. And to our final years who have made it this far, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
All too soon, the AAIL LIMAP UMAT mentorship program has come to an end. Have learned a lot of new things today, and I hope that you've also learned something new, and you are not going in the same way you came. And to give us the closing prayer, we'll call on the SCC President, Mr. Richmond Chi. Yes. Please, as I said, there is going to be a photography section, so please don't leave. After the photography too, then you'll be given your lunch package. So please relax and everything will move on smoothly. Thank you.
Hello. Please shall we be on our feet as we pray. Please let's observe some silence. Let's observe some silence. Our Lord and Master Jesus, we thank you so much for a blessed day like this. We give you all the glory, honor, and adoration. We bless you for the life of LIMAP and the life of Anglo Gold Ashanti. I pray and I commit all final years into your hands. Spirit of the living God, as we depart, may you always be with us and also be with this university. May we come back to pay to this university the good things they've invested in us. And above all, let your will be done in our lives, even in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Let's take our seat. Quickly, this is how the photography session is going to be. We will first call on the dignitaries and the panelists to kindly come here for us. Dignitaries and panelists. Dignitaries and